Hey guys, DMS3 TV here. Today we are in the new studio. I'm going to give you guys a tour of this place at some point. You'll see some clips of it probably in the B-roll before this video. But anyway, that's not why I'm here. Here today I am talking about the SHP 9500. So these headphones have been hyped up like crazy. Everyone talks about them, everyone recommends them. They're like, right now they're $52.99 I think on Newegg. I'm gonna double check that. If it's wrong, you'll see some text on the screen, which is very cheap. Very cheap for open back headphones, very cheap for just headphones in general. So these are definitely on your end of budget-fi. But I've heard people compare them to very nice things like the HT600s.
Absolutely
wrong. And others of the like. But before we get into that, I want to talk about, always starting off with build quality. And build quality of these is not phenomenal. It's very surprisingly good for their price. There are several things I really like on here, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see this in a second, but the mechanism that lets you move up and down to adjust your headband is actually numbered, which is very nice. They are open backs. The grills are pretty decent. The left and right, it took me a moment to find actually, which is funny because it's written on the outside of the grill here. You don't notice it at first. The pads and the headband are both pretty decent. They didn't have to add this on top, but they did anyway, and I think that it's certainly a nice addition. And funny enough, there's actually foam underneath this on the actual solid headband itself, which is certainly nice. The plastic doesn't feel too light. I mean, they are very light headphones, but the plastic itself doesn't feel particularly thin, which is definitely a plus. And they put a 3.5 mil on one side, so you have a cable that's going to be running up through your band right here. There are benefits of that. I can use any, here we go, I can use any 3.5 mil with it, which is certainly convenient, especially if mine breaks or I want one shorter, longer, want to make my own custom cable, etc. And by the way, guys, I don't wear this beanie when I'm demoing headphones and doing listening and stuff like that. I just wear it when I'm doing videos. It keeps my hair out of the way. Anyway, I had some people ask about that. Build quality is pretty decent. It's much better than I would have thought for the price. They are built better than the Grado SR80E or SR60s are. So, that's a plus. And those are, I guess, competitors in this price range. Comfort is also very impressive, especially for the price. This is one of the more comfortable headphones that I've worn, like at all. These are, they're not nearly as comfortable as HT600s or 650s, but I guess that opinion could vary. To me, they just feel cheaper. The pads, these are already worn in because I've got these from someone else, so that's how that is. I don't know exactly how they feel out of the box, but worn in, they feel pretty comfortable. They kind of remind me of Logitech's pads, but a little bit larger, like the ones on like the G430 after they're worn in. So I guess that's a little bit of a frame of reference, but significantly softer and large enough to actually encompass my entire ear. Speaking of which, these are larger than they look. They don't look that big when you see pictures of them, but hold for just 1 second. Here's my 650s, and you can see side by side right there. See that? I don't know if you can see that, but they are pretty big in comparison. I mean, you can see the ear cups side by side. Pretty close in size. So these are decently sized cans for their price. I would call them portable simply because they're so light and they're cheap. You don't really care if you break them or something like that. And they do have a single 3.5 mil. They can be driven off a phone if you really want to, though of course everything's going to sound better on an amp. Even headphones that can be driven off of a phone still are going to sound better off of an amp. And when I was testing them, I tested them on a variety of applications, including phones, amps, my NFB11 of course. But anyway, comfort's pretty good. I'd say comfort's solid. Very, very good for the price. More comfortable than anything else in the price range. Certainly more comfortable than anything that I felt under the $100 range. So I'd say these are the most comfortable headphones under $100. And as far as sound goes, it's kind of a similar story. These are the step under the $598 is what I'm going to say. And I'm actually going to quote another reviewer on this who's a friend of mine. You can find him on the Discord chat and other stuff like that. I'll put a link to his page in the description of this video so you can go and check them out. He said, as soon as he puts these on, he's in Kansas, grains just everywhere, Grain City. And that is the sound of these in a nutshell. They are kind of harsh in the highs, not really punchy, not really strong in any particular area. It's just grainy everywhere. And you can kind of EQ that out a little bit and kind of mess with it and make them sound, closer to 600s or 650s with an EQ. But it's like something's missing. You're not getting the same level of detail. You're not getting the same sound stage. You're just You're getting cheap headphones that are, while they are very good for the price, you know, these are the best things that I've heard under $100 so far as over ears, you know, and things like that go, but they're not that good. I think that people are hyping them up to be a lot more than they actually are, which is to be expected. These outperform my SR80s than the SR60s in pretty much every category. So, I mean, I guess that comes down to sound preference, but these are definitely better in comfort, build quality, and in my opinion, sound than the SR80s, but they don't touch really anything over $100. Even the 598 CS, which is exactly at $100, I think is better than these, and the 598 CS is a closed back set of headphones. And the 598 Opens, no competition. The 598 Opens completely just blow these out of the water in pretty much every category. Now, I will say the 598 connector is a little bit less convenient because it's a 2.5 and it's twist lock, but really not that big of a deal. Honestly, if you're looking for something affordable and open back, 598 is the way to go. This is if you really are on a budget, but you're not going to see too much improvement from these with an amplifier. You're not going to see too much improvement from these with an EQ. I mean, this is like, you just need something to get by. You need something on the side. You need something for, you know, gaming. These wouldn't be bad for gaming. You could hook up a mod mic, or I think V-Moda has a mic you could just plug right in here with a little mic boom that comes out of it. So I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about down there. You might not. I'll see if I can find it. If I can find it, I'll link it. But anyway, I don't know. It's very budget. It's very budget-fi, and it doesn't exceed the limitations of its cost by much. That's pretty much what I have to say about this. You know, I still would recommend this to someone if you need a set of headphones under $100, but anything over this, and you should get the 598. Simple as that. So I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in and checking this out. I'm going to do a video about this new place that I moved into. I also am doing a PC build next, which is really cool. It's a super ultra budget PC that can play all kinds of games on pretty decent settings at 1080p. So, you know, make sure you check that out. And when I say budget, I mean very, 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 very budget. Like, you know, like this kind of budget. Like, I mean, not $50 PC, but well, about half the parts actually is about $50. Anyway, yeah, stick around for that. That's gonna be the next video coming out. You guys should check out the Discord chat also. There's a whole lot of people on there that are really into audio. You know, if you have any questions, anything like that, because lately I've been so busy, I've had a hard time responding to everyone's comments. So if you really need help with something, you need a recommendation, etc., you know, go and talk to the people on the Discord. I'm in there a lot. There's a lot of people in there, other reviewers who are really, really knowledgeable. They know exactly what they're talking about, and they can really help get you guys set up with exactly what you need. There's even people on there who build, like, you know, cables, amps, other things like that. So get on there and say hey to them. I've also provided a link to the Patreon. Thank you to the people who support me on Patreon right now. And I've also provided a link in the description to my Amazon affiliate bookmark. So if you want to support the channel, don't have any, you know, moolah you want to throw our way or anything like that, it's absolutely cool. I really appreciate if you change your bookmark to my Amazon link down there. It'll just be the Amazon homepage. And what that does is every single time you buy something, it throws me a little bit of a kickback, and that really helps out. I super appreciate it, guys. But until next time, I'll catch you at the PC build. Peace.
So